performances that will never be forgotten here on the grandest stage in basketball. As we welcome you once again to New York City and the building referred to as the world's most famous arena. It was here on Monday night where the Knicks fans were hoping their team would take a 3-0 series lead. But Game 3 saw Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs end the second longest winning streak in NBA playoff history, spoiling the Garden Party. And now it's time for the next battle in what has become a riveting fight for the NBA title. And good evening once again, everyone, with Richard Jefferson and Tim Legler, Mike Green on hand, Lisa Salters with us as well. This has been quite the series already. Yes, the Knicks now still have a 2-1 series lead, but the Spurs made quite the statement in Game 3. So let's start with the Spurs legs. Wembanyama was brilliant in Game 3, but we've said all year they are so much more than Wemby. That includes a trio of guards who are tough and talented.
And Mike, those three guards spent more time on the floor together in Game 3 than they have in the entire postseason, and they do it in different ways. They're all elite on-ball guards that can break you down. For De'Aaron Fox, it's that burst of quickness. Here, a huge shot down the stretch, taking advantage of that gap in the defense at the foul line. Dylan Harper, it's explosive, athletic ability. He lives in the lane. And then for Stephon Castle, it's a combination of patience and strength around the rim. They were dynamic in Game 3. And take a look at the numbers. 107 minutes total, and look at that bottom line. Only 4 turnovers in a high-stakes game.
So impressive time for our Domino's pregame HQ. All right, the Knicks still have that lead, but they know they're in a real fight, Richard, and they have to have their man Jalen Brunson lead the fight, but it hasn't been easy for him.
No, it hasn't been easy. Jalen Brunson is getting so much pressure from the San Antonio Spurs defense that it's affecting the Knicks offense, and it's affecting his efficiency. You see him bringing the ball up the floor here. OG is doing this to relieve pressure, but they barely get it across the timeline. Now watch as this play continues. They don't start their offense till 10 seconds on the clock. And then Jalen Brunson gets a bigger defender, but he's not finding any gaps in any space, and that has been a huge problem for the New York Knicks. He had his most efficient performance in the Game 3 loss, but the Knicks need him to find his rhythm, which is extremely difficult with this Spurs defense.
So now it's time for the Knicks to respond as they look to get the first home win of these NBA Finals. So far, the road team, a perfect 3-0. National anthem, starting lineup, opening tip, Game 4 coming up.
The NBA Finals are brought to you by OpenAI. You can just build things with Codex. This presentation of the NBA Finals will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.